Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about Hermes Bel Ami. Few words about this great fragrance that was released in 1986, probably best known as a leather perfume, and it's definitely one of my favorite leathers of all time, I want to say. This particular version is my favorite version of all those three. The original came in this shaker styled bottle, and the current version looks pretty similar to this, but slightly different. I don't know how to describe it because I don't know how to link or put the photo in here. But anyway, just a little bit different. Scent-wise, they all are a little bit different in my opinion. This is my favorite out of those three. Actually, I like the original kind of like the least, I guess. It's just a little bit too rough to me. It feels that it's a little rough around the edges, so I actually like the current version even more. It's just more, to me personally, a bit more focused on woods and spices compared to this, because I get more leather with this one. But this sits nicely in between those two, in my opinion. So yeah, it has a little bit of both, I guess. Leatheriness a lot, and also that woody and spicy aspect. So yeah, I mean, I have the dry down, or it's been here for 2 to 3 hours, I would say at least. But I want to give one fresh spray. I will give it to this blotter. And by the way, this happens every single time when I take the cap off, that it's so tight that it takes this part off. So now it's in place and it looks as it should. So let's give one spray. I will just do it for the blotter, or to this paper piece, because you know, I know how it smells on my skin. It's this, honestly, this is so good. I every single time when I spray this perfume, I absolutely just love it, and never ceases to amaze me how much I enjoy it and how great it is. It's right away very citrusy, like there is this lemon and bergamot top. Well, basically every perfume mostly has citruses on top, but with leathers, sometimes it can be that it's a straightforward leather, but not in this case. I mean, I do definitely get the citrusy element, which is very juicy, not necessarily too kind of fresh or uplifting, but it just has a little bit of like an elevation in here, because I already also do get the leather, which is in this case, or at this point, it's more in the background, but it definitely gives this slightly oily, because the leather is oily in this perfume to me. Slightly dry also, but it just gives this kind of like a nice mix of oily and dry feel, because of the mix of those citruses and the leather. And also it right away has a slightly spicy feel, like a spicy floral feel. And there's carnation in here, which to me just mostly and many times gives perfume that kind of slightly retro vibe, because it smells a little bit dusty to me as well. Spicy and dusty, and I mean dusty in a good way, kind of like an old book covers type of a dusty way, that, you know, it smells a little bit, like I said, retro somehow. It's gorgeous. And compared to the dry down, although it hasn't been more than few hours in here, but the citrusy starts to fade away after, usually on my skin, after I would say 30 minutes to 1 hour mark. And it definitely starts to get more focused on the actual leather, you know, which is still quite oily, also dry. And I get this like oak mossy feel with this. Feels quite little bit more sweeter as well. It's not a sweet perfume per se, but it just has a little bit of like a mossy, thick, mossy sweetness. And I do get these like earthy green qualities with the mix of the moss, oak moss and vetiver as well. And there is also a little bit of like some kind of I want to say sunny ambery gloss with this perfume, which just gives this also this nice warm, quite comfy feel. This to me is very somehow comforting smell as well. Even though it's quite classy, but it definitely has some comfort as well. It's kind of like something that I like to wear it outside, but I also like to wear it just inside and just listening some music and doing nothing at home. It's just very somehow calming type of a smell that this one has. But yeah, I really love this fragrance. No matter if it's this version or the current one, I think that you are good to go. And if you haven't smelled Bel Ami before, I think that, at least I want to say that, I want to put it this way, that if you don't like the current version, I think that there's no need, or it doesn't make sense to try to find these older versions, because the new one is so good as well that, you know, you will get the idea how Bel Ami smells like from that. But yeah, definitely one of my favorites ever, and especially in the leathers category. So yeah, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, bye bye.